Hey guys, this is a list of ideas um, related to building product-centric businesses, and these are pretty kind of disjoint ideas. I'm gonna talk about them very quickly. For me, the goal behind creating all these videos is to quickly go through it when I'm running, when I'm traveling, and all. So one of the things which is about strategy is that how should you really think about what's important for a strategy and what's not. One of the things which I resonate well with this idea is that focus on what's not going to change. So this is just the basics of strategy, because strategy should have a long-term view on things. So in case of Amazon, if you look at their strategy and in terms of where do they focus, they have understood that there are three things which is not going to change in the foreseeable future. Number one is lower prices, so consumers care about prices. Number two is faster delivery. In e-commerce model, it's very important to find ways to deliver faster, so innovate around that. And the third one is more options or diversity of product catalog. The second concept is what's the goal of any product-centric business. I think the product-centric business has two goals. One is about lowering the CAC, and the second one is about increasing LTV. You can also say that increasing revenue, or increasing revenue per user, or some other metric related to kind of revenue or value that you are creating out of the user base. But for the sake of simplicity, just say that lower CAC and increasing LTV are two major goals of kind of businesses, and think around that how can you really increase it. And another concept which is related is that how do you really think about increasing LTV. So simple idea is that focus on adoption and focus on engagement. And adoption and engagement can directly be proportional to LTV. So it's not only about acquiring users, it's also about making sure that they get activated and they start using the product and service. What is product-led growth? In my simple terms, product-led growth is all about putting product development and product management at the center of putting the GTM, go-to-market strategy, at the center of product management or product development. And some classical definitions is that when product or product usage becomes the major driver of acquisition, expansion, and retention, then you can say that you have a kind of a PLG kind of product, a product-led business. Some of the examples are Slack, Atlassian, Calendly. A lot of times when you are working on PLG or we are trying to come up with some growth ideas, I think the approach should be to create to take this whole acquisition, adoption, engagement kind of pathways as a product, and try to iterate to create more value. Some of the hallmarks of a PLG business, a product-led business, a product-led growth oriented business, is that they have lower CAC and they have shorter payback period. They have higher LTV in general, and then they also grow faster, and they have shorter time to value. So the time when users get to the point where there is an aha moment when they realize that there is a value in using the product, I think that time to value is much shorter in PLG led businesses. What is a good product? In my view, a good product has high NPS, and the dynamic between LTV and CAC should be a favorable one. instead of LTV you can also put revenue, but you get the idea that you need to make sure that your customers are happy, you're putting them at the center, and you also need to make sure that you are trying to build a sustainable business. What is opportunity scoring? So I think it is more effective in those cases where you're trying to find out the improvement ideas, or trying to prioritizing ideas related to improvements. So you can think about importance and satisfaction, that how satisfied your users are with respect to a particular process or particular feature, and try to find out that how important they are, and try to prioritize it, that things which are more important but users are less satisfied with that, and then try to prioritize them. I think another concept which is very close to my heart is job to be done. So this is the whole idea, is to find the root cause, find the real problem to be solved. Don't get stuck with symptoms. Try to find the real problem, try to find the root cause and solve it. And I think a related concept is human-centered design, where you try to understand the real motivation of users and try to solve it, try to think about the entire experience as a system. And another thought, another question which came up recently in my chat is that somebody was asking that, how do you really pivot your business? What's the kind of approach of like pivoting it? So I think the first step is that find a product market fit, and then when you have found a product market fit, I think you need to build a customer advisory board, and that customer advisory board can essentially help you generate the ideas, help you generate some opportunities, and then you can identify and prioritize, and then start experimenting with that in case you have to kind of pivot. And then what are a few things which companies care about? So companies care about free cash flow, which is EBITDA, and they care about revenue, and they care about market share. So they care about three things: free cash flow, revenue, and market share. And how do you really improve a company's growth? I think there are like 4 ways that you can do it, and consider that x-axis you got old customers and new customers, and y-axis got new products and old products. So you can build new products for new customers, you can build new products for existing customers. You can also do market penetration, where you are selling existing products to existing customers, or you can also sell new products to existing customers. So these are like 4 ways in which you can try to grow your business. So that's pretty much for today.